It is so good to be back. I'm here with Paul from Narrowboat Life Unlocked, Maxine from Never Too Late Our Journey, and myself, Lisa, from A Life Full of Meaning. And today, we're keeping it light today. Oh, yeah, I will tell you more about the subject in a minute. But first of all, let's find out where everybody is. Paul, where are you?
Good question. I don't know. We're still on the Shops Union Canal. We're sort of hanging around, as much as we can before we go on the Llangollen in October when it's a bit quieter. So we're in a spot that we're allowed to stay for 2 weeks. But we've been here for about a week, and we've got friends who are due to join us any minute now. And it's absolutely hammering it down with rain. And she's just texted to say she was in shorts and vest and she's got absolutely soaked.
No way. Well, you've got friends joining you. I've got friends joining us today. So this might be like a mass party by the time we finish talking. Maxine, where are you?
And at Drakeholes, which it's really pretty. It's where we used to live, so we had friends arrive at 8:30 this morning, which was
Are your friends still there, or were they just popping in? No. Well, I was going to say it's all about friends today, isn't it? It's all about friends today. Maxine, very quickly, when we finished our conversation last week, you were just setting off onto the River Trent, weren't you?
Yeah.
Tell us very quickly what happened just after we finished talking.
Yeah, we went through the lock, and we were meant to be going with we went by ourselves because they'd already gone. And about an hour into our journey, a fellow narrowboater, because his engine had gone kaput, and then towing him 12 miles from West Stockworth. So it was an adventure and a half, because it's the first time we managed, and he was just so grateful. We were pleased that we could do it, because we were there for a long time or anything.
Yeah, that is excellent. Well done. It's a good feeling, isn't it? It's a good feeling to be able to help someone when they really need it. That is great. So hello to everybody joining us. Hello. Yeah, hello to you all. Alfie, Joe, Stefani, Gordon, Susan, Gordon. Yeah, hello. Welcome. Well, today we're talking trash. Yeah, and I'm not talking rubbish either, but not refuge. Yeah, no, I'm talking trashy TV. I'm talking trashy books. I'm talking light-hearted entertainment. Is it good for us? Or should we steer clear? Or what can it bring to our lives? I just thought we'd unpick the subject. The reason being, I mentioned last week that one of the things that I'd loved last week is discovering the TV series Queer Eye. Absolutely loved it. Well, this week, I've been in a bit of a bad place. Yeah, my mind has just gone over time. I've just been going round and round. Oh, Maxine, I thought we'd lost you then for a second. So yeah, classic overthinking, classic feeling completely not demoralized, just unable to see the wood for the trees. And the thing that has saved me is Queer Eye. I watched the whole series of Queer Eye. I binge watched it. Then I watched Queer Eye in Japan, and then I watched the Queer Eye in Brazil. So the Brazilian Queer Eye. It was a cultural experience. Anyway, it brought me so much joy, and it got me thinking. When I'm on my phone scrolling, I come away depleted from that. But watching what I'd call trashy TV, I felt uplifted. I felt joyful. So it got me thinking about whether there's a difference and what is trash, what is lighthearted, what is trashy. Should we do it? So I'm throwing it out there. Paul, do you have any guilty pleasures? Trashy novels, trashy TV, trashy places to visit? Tell us.
It's a weird one, this, because I get exactly where you're coming from. If I watch TV and it makes me feel better at the end of it, then it is trash TV, isn't it? I suppose. Yeah. But if that TV program makes you feel better and you're buzzing after it, and like I think on your vlog last week, you're saying that you were crying because it's so emotional. Yeah. It's not the one about the pets, was it?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was.
Wait till you see that one. I watched the whole program through tears, but it just made you feel so good about humanity and so good about life, and you see the good in people. Yeah. So in that way, I suppose I am guilty of watching trash TV. I also I love to watch YouTube, and not just narrowboat vlogs, but camper vanning, being out in the wild. One of my favorites is a guy in Sweden, and he goes doing wildlife photography in stunning locations, and he doesn't speak for about 20 minutes, and I just get lost in that little world. But I didn't want to get shown up, so I went on my phone. But like you, I feel like I've wasted my time if I've been on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And I think if it wasn't for the fact that we've got a channel, I would probably come off that altogether. I think it's useful for the channel. I searched trash, and what came up? North American meaning of trash is a person or people regarded as being of very low social standing. So but there you go. Take what you will from that.
So am I coming from this as a snob? Is it snobby? Like, I've got an example, Maxine. I will come to you, but I've got an example, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes when you watch something light-hearted, right, you're laughing, you're joyful, right? And then if I watch something which I see has value, say like David Attenborough, a program about the world and the woes that the animals are struggling, that has value. That program doesn't make me joyful usually. I think like we're doomed, the world is in a bad place, right? So just because something has value doesn't make it always joyful, and vice versa. Does that make sense? This is where is the confusion that I've got, and I like things to have value in my life. I like things to mean stuff in my life, and what I'm finding is actually sometimes the meaningless or just the pure joyful for the hell of it. I've got another example. Just to stay with me with this one. I love the National Trust. I love the beauty of those old houses and those gardens. I love it. I feel connected. I feel lovely. I don't often walk round a National Trust place laughing hysterically. Yet, go to a fun fair, put me on the, what are they called? The ones that spin you round and round. Waltzer. Glenn's just said, put me on a waltzer. I'm in hysterics. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, Maxine, have you got a trashy treasure trove? What do you enjoy?
I do like it, and I think it switches off the brain and it's easy to watch and you don't have to think about it. Just started is Married at First Sight. I don't know how I got hooked on those I watch it every evening before I go to sleep, and it's just something I enjoy doing.
Isn't that funny? Isn't it funny how the frivolous can just bring us joy? Let me just see if anybody else is so Deb has got wise words. Here's wise words from Deb. It's going to come up. Who's to judge what's trash to one might not be trash to another? This is perfectly true. And this comes back to, am I a snob? Am I a snob with like, oh, well, that's trashy? Oh, Susan, great point there. She says it's just the simple things that make all the difference. There's meaning in everything, really. That is profound. That is. I'm gonna write that down and stick that somewhere to remember. That's so true, Susan. That is so true. So also not all the comments are showing here. So alongside, they are. I just didn't scroll. It's nothing wrong with the computer, just the operator. Susan also says we all need a bit of light entertainment, something that makes us smile, good for the soul. Yeah. So
yeah, do you remember Benidorm, the TV series?
Yeah, I never watched it because I'm such a bloody snob.
Did you not? Yeah. You're missing out. It wasn't the most hilarious comedy, and some of the storylines were a bit rough, but it just made you feel good because it was people on holiday in the sunshine, blue sky, by the pool, and I quite missed that program. But can I make a confession? You were saying about going around a National Trust property and it doesn't make you laugh hysterically. I think you're going with the wrong people. So we were in a museum in Australia and we got told off.
You didn't get chucked out.
Well, we felt like we did get chucked out. We were told off very sternly for laughing and having a good time. And I think they were missing a trick because they had all these cards with, and they were like photographs cut into bits. So it was either children's lips, children's noses, or children's eyes. Well, we started doing this and crying, taking photos. And the lady was very serious and said, "Do you mind? Those are photographs of local children." Well, we weren't taking the mickey out of the children, but we were like big kids in that museum, and we had such a laugh.
Yeah, it was memorable. You remembered that.
Yeah.
Man.
And we once did we get thrown out? No, we tried to escape from an opera in Budapest. It went on.
Can I just say, Paul, that one sentence, the opera in Budapest. I mean, just like in the opera in Budapest.
I'm being sloppy now. Well, the opera house in Budapest is stunning, and someone said if you're going to look round it, you may as well pay €4 or whatever it was, and go and watch an opera. Well, we were told it was a very heavy opera and it went on for hours and they kept pushing this body out on stage and we thought, this must be the interval. Then they brought them back off again, then on again. And anyway, we decided to get...
Oh, no.
It's
Just
up and leave. And when we got to the back curtain, this lady went, children.
Stop.
Yeah.
Oh, stop.
Sorry.
You froze. You were to tell us, go back. You thought it was the interval.
Oh, yeah. So Anthony's brother and partner said, "Come on, we're going." And I thought they were joking and I would stand up and they'd start laughing. We get to the back curtain where the door is and this little lady went, Schnell, and made us go back to us.
No.
We sat there. So then we had to sneak out another door and we laughed all the way out. But,
my
very
goodness.
naughty. Sorry.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm digressing.
Oh, that is hilarious, Paul. That is hilarious. So, here we go. Lisa, you need to detour to National Trust, Avery Manor. You can try out the beds there and interact with each room. I love the sound of that. I'm just like, I've got to say, I'm overheating. I've got the oven on, which is right behind me. And I'm like, so my glasses are steaming up. Yeah, that sounds wonderful. Kelly says that she loved Benidorm and that my friend's brother was in that. It's a claim to fame there. Hello to Sue.
I've got a good claim to fame.
Yeah.
I sound like I'm showing up now. Our friend is very good friends with the director, producer and writer, Darren Litton, who was a magician.
No.
He became a director. Yeah.
Well,
he's from Hull.
Is he? Yeah. Well, that's excellent. So, where were we? We got derailed by the opera in Budapest.
We were saying, are we snobs for not wanting to watch these programs?
And we're not snobs at all, are we? At the opera in Budapest? No.
Well, yeah. Well, no, we're not.
No. So, is it okay? I think we're going to say yes to this. To enjoy the light-heartedness, the frivolousness when the world is burning. You know, when the world is in such a dark place, sitting down watching some trashy TV, I struggle with it. It's one of the things I struggle with. It's a bit like, I don't know, I should do more. Does that make sense? It goes on in my own head. I'm my own worst enemy.
I think we feel like we should be doing something more productive than watching TV.
Yeah.
And, you know, it does us good to have a good laugh, doesn't it? And in this, we've discussed this before, haven't we, all three of us, that I don't watch the news, and I'm rubbish. I'm going to be rubbish at pub quizzes because I've not a clue what's going on in the world. But I'd rather watch something that makes me feel good at the end of it.
Yeah.
And I think we said before, didn't we, that actually when we feel good, it is service to the world. Yeah. Us walking around in the world feeling joyful and happy is one of the greatest gifts that we can bring.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I don't know. Maxine, you got anything to add on that one?
It's mix and match, isn't it? So I mean, I do watch some of the news, at least most of it, but it's also nice just to have the other side as well, so you're not taking everything in heartedness, because in this day and age we definitely need it.
We do. Deb's on it today with the wise words. She really is. Okay, of course we can't be responsible for what happens in the world, but blimey, we have to laugh. Life is for enjoyment. That's true. And
true.
Stephanie says we need to have some escape from the woes of the world to be more productive. That's an interesting take on it, actually, because the more we're in that place of joy, the more productive we are. That is true. Why? I'm gonna. This applies to me, but it might also apply to everyone. Why do I take myself so seriously? I don't know.
Take a leaf from Louise's book. I think we all need to do that, don't we?
And you know what? I've been so looking forward to her turning up this weekend, because this week, Glenn's just shown me they're not far. They're 25 minutes away. Not that we're stalking them on Find My Friends at all. No.
Tracking them.
Yeah. But I just sometimes I just take myself so seriously, and because I think there's meaning in the seriousness, but as I've learned today, there's meaning in everything. So that is true. Right. What about light-hearted places? Again, I'm going to show where I was a snob. All right. So years ago, me and Glenn remarried. We retook our vows in Vegas, right?
Oh, wow.
And Elvis did it. And it was the most joyful, funniest experience of my life. But I was a little bit reserved is probably not the right word. I had my reservations about Vegas, right? And I was a bit, well, maybe just a bit too snobby. I was a bit like, oh, it's not really my sort of thing. It's all a bit like, you know, well, just not me. I'm much more deep and meaningful. I had such an amazing time. And what I loved about Vegas, it didn't pretend to be anything it wasn't. It just was what it was. And actually, I had the best time. So have you ever had an experience where you have thought something's not for you? You know, like going, so it could be a TV program, it could be a place or an author or a book, something where you thought, no, that's not my thing. And then you've gone and had a great time. or you've enjoyed it. Can you think of anything like that?
Go on, Maxine, I'll let you go first.
I'm trying to think.
I'm trying to think.
I usually just say no. If I think I'm not going to enjoy it, I'll just say no. Yeah, I don't.
No.
If I think,
No.
I just won't. I went to. I can remember going to Alton Towers once, and then I wasn't going to enjoy it, and I didn't really enjoy it. So I am. You know,
you just proved yourself right.
Yeah, that's it. So,
I was like that with Go Ape. I knew I wasn't going to enjoy it, and I didn't enjoy it. And then it was like, I told you I wasn't going to enjoy that. Yeah.
That's it.
Paul, can you think of anything that you've sort of enjoyed that you had your reservations about?
I can't think. I mean, yeah, I suppose it's a bit snobby that I might think, oh, Blackpool is a bit of a run-down seaside town, isn't it? Or you could look at it that way. But whenever I've gone, I've really enjoyed it. You know, the Pleasure Beach is amazing. They have some brilliant shows, some nice theatres. So, yeah, I think I always enjoyed that more than I thought I would.
Than the thought of it.
But,
so,
but then we've seen some sights in Blackpool, so it's just like... Some drag queen coming home at 8 o'clock in the morning trying to get the key in the door was one of them.
Paul's just said Vegas is pretty unique. It's over the top. It certainly is. And Deb said, Lisa, you enjoyed yourself. Stop wasting your life being so serious. It's the wise words. Honestly, I need to. This is what I need to do. I need to lighten up this week. It's been a heavy old week, and all the stuff is in my head, and that's what I keep reminding myself. This isn't. You know, I'm not dealing with, you know, some of the awful things that are going on in this world, as in, like, I haven't got to do that. All I'm wondering about is, like, what should I do next week or the week after? Or, do you know what I mean? It just gets me, it just gets me down. Anyway.
In a dark place, because I think, especially yourself, Lisa. Maxine, you might be this. I can't speak on your behalf, but we know how busy you are, Lisa. And then sometimes you feel like life's running away with you. And what you really want to be doing is taking a break and having a laugh and being with friends.
Yeah, absolutely. But also is I've got too much going on in my life. I get that. And I keep, it goes back to that conversation that we had here a couple of months ago about whether we owe it to the world to like be the best we can, right? You know, whether we step up and do the best we can. I know there's too much in my life, but I look at all the different things, and it would be easy if I hated some of them. It would be because I'd say, oh, I'm not going to do that anymore. But I love them all. But there's not room for the stuff, and there's definitely not room. I've found out. Well, I made room this week for the light-hearted because I binge watched Queer Eye, and you know, and I felt so much better for it. So, anyway, enough of my woes. So I don't know. There's no easy answer to this apart from more light-hearted stuff. Susan, what's Susan saying? Susan, I went to a reenactment thing, didn't want to go, but did. Then I had to get dressed up in a bit of armour, could hardly walk, fell over, peed myself, had the best laugh ever. Susan, that sounds like the most amazing day. Really?
Oh, and just to add to the picture, she's only 4'11".
Oh, Susan, that's funny. Oh, Dick just popped up from Aylesbury. Hello, Dick. Oh, lovely. I know Dick. We saw him in Aylesbury. That's wonderful.
That's where I was born.
No way, Maxine.
Yeah,
have we had that conversation before? Did I know that?
Sure.
I was born in Aylesbury.
Oh wow.
Oh, were you at Royal Bucks or Stoke Mandeville?
No, I was at RAF Holton, just
Oh,
outside.
RAF Holton. Okay. Yeah. Spooky. I had my fourth child in the hospital car park at Stoke Mandeville. That is that. Yeah, I did. It's the most proudest thing I've ever done. Give birth on my own in a car park. It was amazing. Anyway. Oh dear. So what can we do quickly? Well, not quickly, but what can we do to add more light-heartedness in? Is it just sitting down and watching some TV? Is it just trying the stuff that we think we won't like? What do you reckon?
Combination, and it's especially if you're feeling really heavy and burdened with everything, it's recognizing that and then being able to think, right, now it's time to go and put on, or what, just take some of that heaviness away. And it's making sure you do it, because it's easy just to carry on doing all the heavy stuff and taking it all in. You feel sometimes, well, I know I can feel guilty if I go in and sit down and just have a couple of hours watching something that do so much good. Yeah, absolutely. I think so. What do you reckon, Paul?
Do you think it's because we feel guilty for taking time to ourselves when we thinking we should be doing something more productive or better with our lives? And again, is that going back to where someone said, is it ourselves we're looking at, or our ideal version of ourselves?
Wow.
And our ideal version of ourselves is like super productive and always doing, I don't know, is it always doing work? Yeah. No. Doing some good in the world, like you said, Lisa, and then we feel bad for spending an hour or two watching TV, but actually it makes us feel better.
I think you're right. I think that's what gets me. I feel like I'm wasting that time.
But it's not,
but
it's really good for you.
Yeah. Anything, and that's the difference. I made just such that profound difference. Facebook is a waste of time for me. No, I'm getting this wrong. It's not Facebook's fault. It's my interaction with it. When I use it to try and detach from life and I'd scroll, I feel less. I come away feeling worse. If I use Facebook and connect and enjoy and take part and interact with the people that I love to interact with, I feel full up. So it's not Facebook, it's the way I'm using it to almost as and I know when I'm scrolling, it's an aversion technique. It's procrastination. It's not wanting to do something. So I scroll and then end up feeling worse. That's, guys, as always, this has been so helpful. I sometimes feel that this, like on a Thursday, it's almost like group counselling. You all sort of like put me back on the right path. So thank you. I so appreciate that. And I really hope it's helpful to everybody else as well. So we are in the middle of a storm here. The rain is coming down, there's thunder, there's lightning, it's all going on. So I think I should call it quits before I sort of lose any I'm looking at the weather, I'm thinking, man, it's wild out there. So I'm going to say thank you and goodbye for this week. Hopefully we can all make it next week. Can we? Do you think? Are you?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
We'll check our diaries. And we will see if we can come back next week. I really hope we can. Hopefully I'll get myself in a better place, in a better frame of mind, and I'll be ready to conquer the world next week.
What you need to do is spend more time with the people that you love and enjoy their company. What I'm getting at is I'm hinting that we could come down to the caravan.
Oh, that would be so wonderful. You're all welcome. You are all welcome. Maxine. Yeah, Maxine, you're right, Paul. Spending time with people fills me up. It fills me up and I love it. I absolutely love it. So yeah, absolutely. You are all welcome. Right. The rain is getting heavier now. I am going before I get taken out by a strike of lightning. So take care.
Have a great week, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.